Welcome back from your short time away. What's that? It wasn't very short at all? My apologies. Time passes differently here. I thought you'd only been gone a moment. Are you ready to explore the rest of the funeral parlor? I hope you rested well, my friend. Because now, it's time to explore the upstairs apartments, the place where the Murphy family lived and died, where I can finally tell you why this old place shut down and how Joseph Murphy met his gruesome end. Are you ready? You're not? Well, I suppose we can do a few breathing exercises. Those seem to relax you. Shall we? Please find a comfortable place to sit or lie down. I'll give you a moment to settle in. Why are you so tense? Please relax your jaw, your hands, now your hips, the muscles in your face, your lips, even your tongue. I sense you've been having a bit of a difficult time lately. Have you felt a little stuck in life? You agonize over so much, especially in the last couple of weeks. I'm not going to air your dirty laundry, but I can see a few dark thoughts and potential decisions floating around in there. You have some questions lingering in the back of your head that you're afraid to bring to the front. Questions that will produce answers that could change your day to day. And that's always frightening to think about. I suggest, not that you asked for my advice, but I suggest you stop being afraid and really ask yourself those questions. But that's for later. For after our time together tonight, maybe this journey will help you work out some things, take some time away from your own thoughts. Let me take the reins for a bit. Let me show you my own flavor of darkness to help soothe yours. Sometimes fighting fire with fire isn't such a bad idea. Now, take a deep breath from me. Breathe in passion and love and happiness. And breathe out. Out goes anxiety and insecurity and sorrow. In and out. In and out. Good. Your face looks less pained by the world already. Are you ready now? Let us ascend the staircase. The dust has dulled the deep color of the wood, but you can still see the splendor and expert craftsmanship. Notice the fine details on the newel posts. Let us climb these old steps together. Please be careful not to slip. Did you feel that cold breeze? So strange and sudden. And do you smell that? Rose, perfume, and tobacco? As if a lady and a gentleman just passed us on the stairs. Maybe they did, or at least a spectral version of them. Why don't we try this first bedroom on the right? This was Joseph's mother, Ada's room. He never opened it after she died, and the townspeople didn't see a need to look further when they opened the door and peeked in after the incident. They simply closed it again, and it hasn't been opened since. So you may need to use a bit of muscle on the door. It's probably a little stuck. There you go. Oh, well, I think we've found the source of the perfume. It must have been her signature scent. Without all the dust and cobwebs, the room must look exactly as it did the day she died. A vanity with an age-stained mirror. A beautifully carved four-poster bed, neatly made, with a lace-trimmed bedspread now yellowed with age. The vanity still holds all her daily things. A boar bristle brush, a few decorative hair combs, tortoiseshell and mother of pearl, laid neatly on a tarnished silver tray. Glass bottles of perfume and hair oil, a pot of face cream. We shouldn't linger here. We don't have much time, and there's no use wasting it rifling through a good woman's things. No, I suggest we go straight to Joseph's room, actually. Unless you have a penchant for mustache combs and moth-eaten silk neckties, which is what you'd find in Charles's room. I thought so. Let's cross the threshold to the furthest room, away from the other bedrooms, away from the sitting room. Joseph chose this room as he got older. It was an office. His mother told him it was too cramped for a gentleman's bedroom, but he argued that he liked the privacy. There's another reason I believe he preferred this room, but we'll get to that. The room you see before you is very simple, but chaotic. The mattress of the small single bed has been turned over. The drawers of the nightstand also emptied onto the floor. Clearly, the mob checked here. The large wardrobe was also ransacked. What's left is moth-eaten, and Joseph's finer clothes probably made it out on the backs of a few of the angry men. And who could blame them? I told you last time that 2 gravediggers revealed that Joseph had been filling coffins with dirt and stones instead of the bodies of their loved ones. When they discovered this, the men of the town broke into the funeral parlor and rushed up the stairs. They pulled a sleeping Joseph from his bed, tied him to a chair, and, well, let's just say they tried very hard to get a confession out of him. But he never budged. At one point, Joseph, bloodied, several of his teeth littering the floor, unable to see out of his swollen eyes, barely able to speak, with a broken jaw, blood and saliva bubbling from his mouth. The men realized he was finally trying to speak. He uttered the words, "They were beautiful." Joseph Murphy lost consciousness and never woke again. The townspeople combed all over this place, then the surrounding woods. They dragged the lake, but they never found the bodies of their loved ones. They thought they looked everywhere. The assumptive conclusion was that Joseph sold the organs and skeletons to medical schools. Oh, but I would never subject you to an ending that boring. What? Skeletonizing the dead bodies of men, women, and children for a profit, whilst ensuring their loved ones that they were respectfully laid to rest, isn't boring? You need to get out more. The doors of his wardrobe are still hanging open, one almost broken off. I encourage you to press very hard on the back panel. Harder. That's it. That is the hidden staircase up to the attic. In their frenzy, the townspeople didn't realize they forgot an entire level of the house. Well, after you. It's a little dark and dusty, sure, but it isn't as if you can get lost. The only way is up. Where's your spirit of adventure? There you go. Here we are. Feel around for a doorknob. There it is. Now, turn and push. Well, that certainly is a smell. It reminds me of damp paper towels. You know those brown ones you don't see as much anymore? That used to be in most public restrooms? And come to think of it, it also reminds me of the smell of a public restroom. I see you closed your eyes at that cloud of dust that was released. Please, open them. You finally arrived. This is Joseph's museum, menagerie, morgue. Pick an M. It looks like somehow the gas lamps up here are still lit, giving you such a clear view of them. All of them. One child was stripped of her bones, which have now been strung together to make magnificently horrific wings that sprout from her back. Her body has been stuffed with straw. She dangles from a wire, swaying in the draft. The lovers, the reason Joseph was discovered in the first place, have now become one. Forever. They've been cut in twain. Their two halves now make one. Each of their hands placed on their shared chest, holding a half of each of their hearts, also stitched together. Oh, I see on his work desk. He was in the middle of creating a mermaid of some sorts from spare parts. Everything is so shiny, lacquered in some way. They almost don't look real. Look up as well. This is where most of them live. Nailed to the ceiling in some sort of attempt at the Sistine Chapel. Derivative, if you ask me. Who hasn't recreated the Sistine Chapel? But brilliant nonetheless. There has to be 70 bodies in here. And if you're wondering how did he get away with stealing that many bodies before he was caught, well, there was no way he had stolen that many when he was alive. Which brings me to my final point. Some years ago, Joseph's restless soul called out to me to help him continue his creative endeavors. I was guiding someone else through the house then, and, well, I've always been a patron of the arts, so I just couldn't refuse. Oh, not so fast, my darling. I had to see what his distorted and perverse mind could come up with. Except my curiosity didn't get the better of me, but it will get the better of you. I think I hear him coming up the stairs now. Don't be upset. Just think, I always tell you how beautiful you are. And now you will continue to be forever.